Three. You're live.
Oh, we're here.
Hey, community. It's us.
It's us.
1, 2.
Comic Talk.
And that's Kai.
He's Kevin.
And he's playing Monster Hunter.
Ooh, yeah, and I just knocked some boulders on top of it. I'm gonna drop some more.
And I'm watching.
Ow, that's gotta hurt.
So, tell us what you picked up. Tell us what you got to read. Kai, you said you got to read Surfer Annihilation Scourge, right?
And Pretty Violent 5.
What, can you tell us what you liked about Annihilation Scourge?
Kind of Surfer's place in it all, him feeling very, very lost.
Well,
And just trying to understand himself, and then ultimately finding another person who isn't quite himself, who has just caused a great, how do I say, calamity. And so both of them connect to form one whole being to go fix up problems.
well, the last we saw of Surfer, he basically gave up himself to create basically a barren world, and he gave it life. And in doing so, he knew he was being also kind of taken over, and he was so defeated by what it was happened to him by his fight with Null, that his last breath was a final offering to create basically the Marvel Universe. Now, when we last saw, we saw him essentially die. This was the first time we got to see him come back since that death.
Yeah.
To me, this is rather significant.
Well, again, I don't think he died. What you saw, I don't think he was dying. He was doing as we see here. He was separating himself from the entire universe, going to the limits of the universe to literally meditate, and then all of a sudden, this thing breaks through space and time.
But again, if you remember, I can go get it, Silver Surfer Black 5. That's the last we see of Surfer.
You mean, well, I kind of see what you're saying now. This is our first time seeing Suffering back.
That not only that, but he's still in a ghost-like form. He isn't not even
He's
solidified.
He's a phantasm, as you said. Yeah.
A phantom.
Phantasm.
He's okay. He's not real. Like, he's not tangible. There's nothing. So that's what I find to be kind of rather interesting. Is that this is his first appearance since essentially his death is offering to the Marvel Universe to create it. Again, I'm shocked that a lot of people are not talking about how significant this is. 'Cause essentially, everything that we knew about the Marvel Universe that was initially created, this kind of retells it as if it was him.
As if he was the reason behind
without
it all.
Without him, it wouldn't be what we presently read. To me, that's rather significant. Not only that, but it's brilliant on behalf of the writing of Donny Cates. That's a testament to his writing.
I'm about to slam this thing to a wall.
You're digging this, aren't you?
Dude, I've been loving on Monster Hunter the past couple days. I've literally gone up 30 master ranks in 1 month.
Well, also you just end up finding out a whole new way
tail.
to customize your armor.
I've figured out new ways to use my decorations.
So, community, if you're out there playing Monster Hunter, this is Kai's fave, and a significant thing that he ended up discovering was the fact that you can modify and customize everything about your armor.
Basically, to put it simply, the decorations you put on your armor, let's say you wanted to use the same piece of armor with 2 weapons and you wanted to have 2 separate decoration builds for it, you can save them as loadout slots, and if you use different decorations when saving both of the slots, it'll save the 2 different builds for when you swap. And so I'm kind of digging that new feature I found out.
See, I cannot see this in real time, which is the bummer. I don't know if you got to see or read or check out some of the art in this book. But I won't like ruin the whole storyline or anything. Even though we did kind of give you a good amount of information on this. But I'm digging this book. And show you just some of the art. I definitely recommend. I didn't want to get into this whole series of this Annihilation Scourge thing. I didn't think it would be that significant. It wasn't really seemingly. I don't know. It just seemed like it was kind of a non-pushed event. You know, it wasn't really being pushed as a huge thing. But I don't know. It's coming across as if it's pretty cool.
Dude, this thing's screams are so loud, it's literally knocking me down.
I was noticing that the sound waves are kind of jacking you up.
Yeah, so I guess the shtick about Brute Tigrex is it's a Tigrex who's extremely powerful and fast and loud.
Community, if you're out there, please give us a thumbs up if you hear us, or if there's anything that you've seen here that you want to talk about. Love to know who our guest is.
Oh, I mounted it.
Also, Guy, you got to read Pretty Violent, right?
Yep.
Now, this is issue 5. We're pretty deep in this.
Yeah, we're coming along.
And to me, like I told you before, to me this is my favorite. Other than the first one, which started everything off pretty quick and pretty fun. This
Gotcha.
She's getting a little more humanized again. You're starting to feel a little more. It kind of did that to me at the end of 4, but this one I really liked. This was my favorite. And I don't know if anyone out there in the community is actually reading Pretty Violent. We got to meet Derek Hunter, and not only get to speak to him, but we had a nice talk with him, and he gave us a sketch for 1-2 Comic Talk. It was actually our first piece that we got as a show.
This is our first time talking about it, right?
No, we talked about it before.
Because I thought we kept it pretty underground.
No, I'm sure if you go back in our history, you'll end up finding, we end up talking about this. Now, just want to throw out some of the art. I really like this art. It's fun. It's really gives me I don't know, I guess a cross between Nickelodeon and almost Adult Swim.
Got it. Oh
Cross.
My god, barely.
And I really like the back. This is a cool little.
Oh yeah,
Cover's
it's
awesome.
a fan art.
Yeah, I know. That's why I pointed that out. It's just there's people like us that really dig this book, and even inside they show some fan art, and the letters from the fans are really cool. I mean, again, this is another one of those fun books.
It only has like a small following.
Kind of cultish, huh?
Well, and I think I wanted to touch on, that's kind of the glory of the comic book community, is there's a lot of comics, and there's usually always a small little community for each one. And that's the heart of it all.
I agree. Now,
There's always someone like you.
You're not reading any of the Scream. That's definitely my stuff. I'm a huge Symbiote fan. But if the community didn't get to see the fact that you end up reading Joker, and I still haven't.
You still haven't read the second one?
I haven't. Now, can you tell?
It is the entire build of the storyline is done extremely well. I encourage you all to start reading Joker Killer Smile if you haven't yet, because it's, in my book, turning out to be a really nice Joker story.
I don't even know where it's at.
how it all is psychologically, and you're just witnessing the breakdown of a man, like, descend into insanity is, like, crazy. All because of Joker, because it's a psychiatrist becoming the person who's... It's hard to put it. It's like Joker is becoming the psychiatrist instead of the psychiatrist working on Joker.
Well, most people that know Joker know that he's pretty. It's a whole psychological thing.
Because even mid-story, Joker's like, who do you think is actually being, like, treated here? Also, I just witnessed this monster try and overwork itself so hard it knocked itself down. This thing is aggressive.
Tell the community what you're playing.
We already told them. It's Monster Hunter World again.
Well, those that had just joined us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we just got a light. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Now, we did also, do some other pickups, and I did notice that
Into the wall.
I get a good portion ordered, and then we like everything I have right here in this portfolio and everything behind us is from our LCS. A couple of them actually. On our last show, we talked about Mega City 1, which is a good portion where this came from. But also biased, what I didn't mention is we have Cult Comics. We also have Jeffries Comics. We have Comic Bug, which is both here in Manhattan Beach and in Culver City. Heidi Ho Comics. Tomorrow, where are we going?
Brave New World?
We're going back to Brave New World, and that's out there in Santa Clarita. Now, happening on January the 24th in, I believe that's considered Anaheim area, is the signing event happening with Jim Lee and Donnie Cates. If you join their VIP, you end up getting 3 items signed per person. And if you end up joining their gold VIP program, you end up getting 5 items signed per person. So that's at Torpedo. They're actually the...
Torpedo?
Comics.
Oh.
I believe that they're also the same Torpedo Comics out there in Las Vegas. So big shout out to you guys. And gosh, what other events is happening that we got going on? I think that's the only things that are really happening that are... Well, that's not true. Those that may not have known Mike, last name... Wellman. Which used to have a shop down here, is opening up his own shop. Well, he's actually co-opening a shop in the Long Beach area, and it will be the Atomic Basement. I believe that they'll be opening at noon... January 1st. I don't know if that's going to be considered their official grand opening, but I do know that they'll be open. I believe they'll have another event opening or happening on the 14th and or the 18th. I just recommend that you go ahead and check out in Long Beach the Atomic Basement, because again, it's going to be opening very soon. I do know he already has people lined up. He has 3 individuals that should be arriving at a shop for, I believe, the event on the 18th or the 14th. I have to relook. There's been so many events and so many things going on. But again, it's the Atomic Basement. Look forward to that place opening up. That's where I end up meeting a lot of creators and artists when he and I first started some of our shows that we did, because you were always hanging out at the Game Hub.
Yeah.
Which was right next door to the...
Comic Bug. But they kind of worked. They were kind of all in one thing.
That's correct.
They were connected.
So it was very convenient.
Yeah. I remember what they moved into. I still remember what used to be there.
Now, what I read, you didn't, and I have been reading, is this J.J. Abrams book. Now, I know J.J. Abrams and his son, Henry. I'm digging this book. I know there was a stall. I don't think it's hard to blame these guys, being that, I mean, Star Wars was today. So,
yeah.
between all this stuff he's been doing with Disney, Star Wars, the comic books, being his first run at all this stuff, it's hard to blame the guy. I mean, I come from a time. Well, I'm not even gonna have to bring up the '90s. What was that? What was that clock?
Attacking me.
Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock. That came out over 2 years ago. 12-issue run series, and they just finally completed it. They just came out their last book. So if these guys are only a week behind, I'll take that. Even if every issue comes out in 5 weeks instead of 4, I can handle that. Because I will take that over waiting 2 years for a 1-year run. I'm liking the art in this too. I think it's really fitting for the story. Story's heavy hitting. Typical Spider-Man in the sense that
I broke both of its arms.
you really
Its
feel
head
for the
needs,
characters. There's a lot of emotional ties as far as between characters and you as involved in the reader. It's a heavy storyline, and there's a lot of pain. I'm digging it. This is a great story. I'm almost saddened that it's going to be done in 5. At the same point, I love these type of runs. This is my type of reading. I like to be able to get in and out because it's not that I'm just short attention span, but I guess it's the fact that knowing that something isn't going to last that long, I'm willing to more savor it than try to rip through it. Are you doing well?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I broke both of his arms, his head, and his legs.
It's not a very healthy jogging. Still got a lot of fight in him, though.
Nope, and it's dead.
Seemingly had a lot of fight in him.
Well, they fight tooth and nail. This is... Yep, and down. And this other monster hopefully will leave so I can get my loot.
Hey, community, tell us what's going on out there. What have you been reading? You know,
Yeah, I'm carving him.
Nope, and it's dead. Seemingly had a lot of fight in him. Seeing that we got 3 people out there. Thanks for hanging out with us so late. I don't know what time it is out there for you guys.
Yeah, but if I broke so many parts, I'm gonna get so much stuff.
This is another one I'm dying to read. I haven't got to read this.
What? Oh, Spider-Gwen. Or Ghost Spider, I mean.
Yeah, my Ghost Spider book, and I was skimming the Ghost Rider thing, and I didn't actually get to read through all that yet. I'm missing my opportunities to read. Well, I had a work today, and I didn't get a full opportunity to read, and I'm now kind of doing the reviews in the show of what little we've read. This is the one I'm really dying to read right here.
Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, but it's such a good cover. I don't want to read that.
Well, yeah, we you know, here's what it is.
Can we not get another 3?
We haven't been buying dupes of this. I've only been buying single runs of it. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I just feel bad.
Yeah, well, you know. Tell us what you've been thinking of Basket Full of Heads. I mean, I haven't got, like I said, I haven't got to read it yet. I'm dying to. I don't want to be too rude to the community and read it now in front of you guys. And plus, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like to savor some of the stuff. But if you've been reading this, tell me what you think. I'm curious.
Carolina Chris. Ooh, he's on Modern Warfare right now. But this week was the heaviest week, wasn't it? I got way too many books to read now.
Yeah, I end up... I watched your whole...
Hey, for concurrent viewers, 2 likes. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you very much. Carolina... Chris, I ended up seeing your show the other night, and I feel for you because I'm right there.